Once upon a time, in a small, serene African village, lived a 17-year-old girl called Neema. Life was hard for her and her family. They often went to bed hungry, and she had to drop out of school to help support her parents and her two younger brothers by doing manual jobs in people's farms. Despite her dire circumstances, Neema dreamed of a better life. She yearned for good food, good clothes, an education, a better house, and the chance to travel the world. One evening, Neema returned home after collecting firewood to find her brothers crying outside their house. Panicked, she ran inside, but her parents were nowhere to be found. What had happened? Was her mother all right? When she left earlier that morning, her mother had a little fever. She begged her brothers to tell her what had happened. They explained that their mother had been rushed to the hospital, unable to breathe properly. Neema sprinted to the local hospital, but her mother wasn't there. Frantic, she ran to the hospital usually reserved for the wealthy. "Excuse me, I'm looking for my mother, Mira. She's sick. Was she admitted here?" she asked, worried. The nurses looked at her with disdain due to her poor appearances, ignoring her pleas. "That is rude. Aren't you supposed to be friendly and receptive as nurses?" she asked, but they all actually acted like she was a flea disturbing them. Just as despair set in, the village chief entered, making the nurses all alert and friendly. "What is going on here?" he asked, noticing the commotion. "I'm just asking for my mother, but no one is answering me. I can't find her anywhere and she's sick," Neema replied. "What is your mother's name?" the chief asked. "Neema, thank God. Your mother is okay," her father said, suddenly appearing. "What? What happened, and why did you bring her here?" "We can't afford it," she said. "The clinic said they couldn't help since they didn't have the resources needed, and they recommended I bring her here," her father explained. "Oh, so this is your daughter, the famous Neema," the chief said. "Oh yes, Neema, meet Chief Kwame. He's the one that paid for your mother's hospital bills," her father said. "Great. Now I have to work to repay someone else," she whispered, but they all heard. "Neema, don't be rude," her father reprimanded. "It's okay. She has every right to think so. I'm offering because I want to. No ill intentions," the chief replied. "There's nothing given for free," she remarked. "She's wise. I like you. But seriously, I'm offering with a pure heart. No need to repay," he added. Neema, though suspicious, was grateful as her mother recovered soon. Days later, Neema discovered her brother were enrolled in school. How? They couldn't afford to pay the fees. Her mother excitedly revealed that the chief had covered their fees. Neema was very skeptical, warning her mother that no one offered help without expecting something in return. Determined to repay the chief's kindness and avoid indebting her family's father, she worked on more local farms. One evening, Neema returned from work to find luxurious cars parked outside their humble home. They looked out of place, but she admired the cars. Inside, she found the chief, his bodyguards, and her parents in high spirits. "Evening, everyone," she greeted. "Ah, evening, Neema. Come join us. You're our guest of honor," her father replied excitedly. "What? I wasn't informed of any celebration. What is the occasion?" she asked, curious. "Your dowry payment," her mother replied excitedly. "My dowry payment? To who? When? Did I have a suitor and I wasn't informed?" she asked, shocked. "The chief here has taken a liking to you and wants to marry you," her father explained. "Him? This man is almost twice my age. I'm supposed to marry someone I don't love or have no interest in? No, I refuse. I said it, and I knew it. No one helped out of pure intentions. The favor always had to be returned." Neema screamed, then walked out. Her parents followed her out. "It will take forever to repay him," her father began. "But Dad, this is my life. Don't I get to choose who I marry or not?" she asked. "I'm so sorry, dear, but he has really helped us with food, your mother's medical bills, your brother's education fees, and he even wants to build us a better and bigger house. It's all we could ever ask for, her father replied. He has promised to take good care of you and treat you like a queen, give you the good life you deserve, her mother said. She hated it, but they were already indebted to him, so she was left with no other choice. That same day, Nema was sent off with the chief. Resentful and heartbroken, she felt her youth and dreams were being stripped away. However, over time she found the chief to be kind, respectful, and generous, and always kept to his words, ensuring a good life for her and her family. He treated her well, and she easily formed a close bond with his son. Gradually, Nema's resentment faded and she grew to love the chief. They built a happy life together and welcomed a baby boy. He was a good father to their child and a wonderful leader to everyone. As years passed, the chief's absence grew longer. One day, Nehemiah's stepson Joseph revealed he had seen his father with another woman. Disbelieving, Nehemiah confronted the chief, but found nothing immediately suspicious. However, the moment he announced of another trip, she faked an illness to delay him. He of course stayed to take care of her, and she had already liaisoned with the family doctor to sell along her story. But despite her efforts, she knew she couldn't prevent his departure indefinitely. So she enlisted her son Vincent to help uncover the truth. He was a tech genius and he helped track her husband to a faraway town, definitely far from his businesses. She and Vincent took a flight to the town. The perks of having money. It was time she found out for herself and find out the truth. She and Vincent were shocked to see the chief, her husband, his own father, affectionately holding another lady, definitely younger than her, and holding her growing belly. So not only was he cheating, but they were also expectant. But until when do I have to wait so that we can be together forever and officially? The lady was saying. Just a few weeks. I'm going back home to tell her I'm leaving her. You're the one I love and want. But it's complicated. We have a son, the chief replied. But you didn't sign any papers. It's easy. You just paid her dowry. After you chase her away, then you can meet my parents, the lady said. He's going to leave me for her, a woman younger than me. And no, I won't allow it. He's going to get it from me, Nema said angrily, about to confront them. No, mother, think. You're making it easy for him as he has already made the decision. He's going to throw us out and we will be left all alone with nothing, her son said, holding her back. She gets to have everything. She gets to have my life, our life. I gave him my youth, my dreams, 20 years of my life, so he could discard me off like some tissue. And some certain slay queen gets to enjoy with her bastard son? Never. She's not getting my life, nor is your father getting the divorce. I don't care who he is, but never. Nema angrily shouted, walking away. When she got to her hotel room, her husband texted that when he got home, they needed to have a serious talk. He really was going to push along with the divorce. She needed to make a plan and real fast. She acted quickly, arranging for the chief and his mistress to be kidnapped. Please don't harm us. I will pay double if you release us, the chief pleaded with the kidnappers. Wow. She's going to hand it over to her husband. He acted all high and mighty, but was now at her mercies, pleading for their lives. Angrily, she slapped the mistress, who screamed, crying, Please don't harm her. She's expecting. I will do anything but spare her and my child, the chief pleaded. That is the price of trying to ruin people's homes. The price of ruining other people's marriages, present and future, she said, unfolding their eyes. Is that you, Nema? What are you doing here? Please save us, the chief said sweetly. Oh, honey, I'm the one who orchestrated this whole kidnapping. Nema replied, laughing manically. Why? I've been a good husband, he began. Have you? Just a minute ago, you were pleading for her life and your child's. Haven't I been the perfect wife? Did he tell you I was forced to marry him because my family was poor and indebted to him, and he supposedly took a liking to me? I've devoted my whole youth, my dreams to you, Chief. 20 years of my life I gave to you and accepted the fact that I would never have a choice to choose. I'll never have to choose for myself, my spouse. And along the way, I thought, maybe, Neema, this is what you need and want. Maybe this is how you find true love and everything. I have loved you, Chief, for 19 years up to now. I am angry, I'm ashamed, and I'm disgusted that it has come to this. You are leaving me for a what? A 25-year-old who is clearly after your money? Is this what I deserve? Neema screamed. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were forced to marry him. I swear, I will walk away forever and never tell a soul. I will leave your family alone, the mistress pleaded. You messed with the wrong woman, both of you. I'm the one supposed to leave you, not the other way around. You are old, and yes, I am too, but I still got it, and I'm a bit younger than you, Neema said. I am so sorry, Neema. Please release me. Release us. Let her go. We can solve it between us, the chief said. You still don't get it. None of you is getting out. And you still have the guts to plead for her life and her illegitimate child? Wow! Mind-blowing, Nema shouted. I will leave everything to you and Vincent, I promise, Chief added. Tempting. But you forget one thing, Chief. I've been married to you for 20 years. We've been friends and I know you like the back of your hand. You won't do that. You are just lying. You'll have me arrested and you and her will live a happy ever after. While I rot in jail and my son is left with no one and nothing. I won't let that happen, she said, striking him with a machete. He was bleeding and he passed out. No, what did I do? I didn't mean to hurt you. This wasn't supposed to happen. I'm so sorry, honey. Please wake up. Wake up, Kwame, Nema cried, hugging her husband's lifeless body. What have you done? You're going to pay. You killed him. Oh my God, you're so crazy. I wasn't sure you rot in jail, the mistress cried. Shut up. This is all your fault, she said, striking the mistress, killing her. Oh my God. She killed them. What was she going to do? She couldn't stay in jail. Jail was not for her. She just meant to scare them. But who would believe her? They pushed her. The kidnappers made a plan to bury the bodies and she joined them. They buried them in a remote area together with the evidence, and she paid off the kidnappers to never show their face ever again. When she got to the hotel room, she hysterically told her son Vincent everything that had transpired. At first, he was angry at her, but then promised to take care of her. He understood that she acted out of anger and only wanted to secure his and her future. They planted some evidence on the mistress's ex-boyfriend's house, as they had found out he was still in love with her and kept stalking her. He was the perfect suspect. With the chief missing, Nema pretended ignorant, joining the villagers in the search. Eventually, the bodies were discovered and she was questioned by the villagers if she had done it, to which she blatantly lied that she had been with her son all along and her husband had gone for a business trip. She had never even known he had a mistress, let alone that she was expectant. Her son supported her claims. Neema and the villagers mourned the chief's death and blamed the ex-boyfriend of the mistress, sentencing him to life imprisonment after the evidence was found in his house. Neema took control of the chief's businesses and lived comfortably with her son. But her deceit couldn't remain hidden forever. One morning, she was awoken by banging on her door. It was probably a nightmare. She had been having those since that fateful day that she had committed the crime. The banging continued, and when she opened the door, stones were thrown at her, accusing her of the chief's murder. What? How? She thought she was done with all and they had fallen into her trap. So what went wrong? Her stepson had found her earring at the murder scene and had been investigating until he uncovered the truth. Despite her denials, the villagers demanded justice. Her stepson Joseph, who had been appointed chief after his father's death, condemned her to death. Nema was dragged into the village square where she was condemned for her crimes. In front of everyone, including her brothers, she was burned alive, her screams haunting the evening and people's dreams for days to come. Her son Vincent, watching from a distance, vowed to avenge his mother's death one day. Though Nema had secured her family's future, the prize was her life, leaving her son to carry the burden of her action. The lesson learned was very clear. There was always consequences for every of our actions. And to never act before thinking, especially never act in fits of anger. And that is the end of the story. Tell me in the comment section what you learned from the story. Do not forget to subscribe. Watch all my other stories, and the link is down there on my description box. Leave a huge thumbs up and share the link with your friends and family and colleagues. Tell them to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Also follow me on my Instagram at pesh_normal, PESH_NORM. And everything is at the description box below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. Sangarange.